Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Front Row Seats. A little bit of a different video today, something that's very topical right now and something that, sorry I had a bit of a cough there, I wanted to really talk about. So, I say grab a cup of tea like me, a cheeky Star Wars mug, sit back and just listen to my thoughts on this whole debate. Right, so let's get into it. So, today's episode we're going to be talking about COVID and about the things that football are facing, the problems they're facing, and the criticisms that's coming towards football. So obviously this article was 5 hours ago, so maybe by BBC saying patients is wearing thin, according to ministers of and government ministers. Sorry. So basically, what this refers to is, do you know how obviously the FA Cup, Crawley obviously beat Derby. No, sorry, Chorley beat Derby, Crawley beat Leeds United, and obviously after the game there were celebrations. I'm not going to play it, but you've probably all seen it. There were celebrations and celebrations. And the rules, and here are the rules, this is what's been causing the problem. So players and managers were reminded to avoid unnecessary contact. Right? Sorry about that. Like I said, this is just literally an off-the-cuff video, so don't expect any professionalism in this. But players were told to not make any unnecessary contact. We went to follow strict policies. Obviously, it's in place for every game. You've probably seen it on match days where the seats are all spread out. But obviously, for example, teams like Crawley and Chorley have just knocked out teams way above them in the league, and obviously their emotions are running high. And I feel like this is when sometimes ministers, you can see the argument for both sides. This is where you can see this is one which frustrates me, because people that aren't football fans would not understand how much this means to these players. Crawley just beat Leeds United 3-0 at home. Emotions are going to be high. At that moment in time, you will forget the rules. And because there's cameras there, obviously they're in court. But we all know, everyone knows right now that every club has broken the rules, right? That players on a team are not going to separate from each other like we're asking them to do. Obviously the reaction hasn't been good, as you can imagine. Just loads of quotes from medical experts and all that, and then obviously someone went on BBC Radio 5 Live and said that football continuing isn't the right message for the general public. Now this is where I strongly disagree. Now I'm not coming here to tell you my opinions or thoughts or experience with COVID or Covid-19 or whatever. I think I'm here to talk about football only, right? And when I hear someone say football continuing isn't the right message for the general public, that really grinds my gears, because we've got, right now we're in national lockdown, right? We've got nothing. The only thing that keeps a lot of people going is football. Now, and if you're not, obviously most people here will be football fans. And if you're not a football fan, obviously it's hard. I understand why you say it, but from someone who is a passionate football fan who loved the game, as much as I'd love to be at the stadium, this is the next best thing, and it gives something to look forward to every Saturday or tonight. Obviously, there's a few games on the Premier League. It gives people something to look forward to, gives a bit of structure to their day, which right now, in such a pandemic and horrible time, it's the little things like that that make it easier in life. So when I hear people, these experts, coming out and saying football, there's not any benefits to football, I think that's a load of rubbish. It's good for mental health. Honestly, it really is, because, for example, it's match day. I'm just using for example, Forest. Match day, Saturday. Team line comes up at 2 o'clock. Yeah, you're talking with people on Twitter. You talk to your friends. Obviously, it's not the same social environment you normally get, but it's the new norm, which I hate that word. I don't like saying it, but it just is. So when I hear people like Dr. Wes Telson, who probably might have a valid point, I just don't agree with it. Obviously, yeah, exactly. I agree with Arteta, but it's difficult. Like, for example, I remember when it first came back, you weren't meant to celebrate with your teams, but that's perfect. Like literally what I said earlier. To control your emotions when you're playing at 200 miles per hour is very difficult, which is true. And I get that there'll be people in the comments saying footballers have to make an example, and they do, they really do. But Crawley Town have just knocked out Leeds United, right? Because I know Troy did Derby, but it was Derby's under 18s. Let's talk at Crawley, right? They've knocked out Leeds United, right? Who are this? Let's be honest, the media love them, right? No one gave Crawley a chance. So Crawley, they've gone. Obviously, Leeds comes to Crawley and battered them 3-0. As a lot of these players, this will be the high point of their career. And now they're getting criticised for celebrating, because in the moment, their emotions went over the place. And this is what I'm really starting to get annoyed at, when they use these little bits of bad from football and say, oh, we should stop football, but they're not praising what football does as well. Like, they're following the rules as much as they do, as much as they can, right? And people are going to say, oh, well, I aren't following rules, which is fair enough. I know, obviously, don't get me wrong, footballers do bend it. And I've got a theory, and I want to know what people are saying about this. I'm sorry I'm ranting, or I know it's meant to be a chill one with a cup of tea, so I do apologise. But I'm getting passionate about it now because a lot of things are coming to my mind. But there should be a rule, right? And let me know in the comments what you think. So I'm thinking, if a player breaks COVID rules, like they have done, they should be banned from playing football for the rest of the season. So Kyle Walker was caught. That's it. You're done for the rest of the season now. You can't play or train with the team. That way, you'll see less players doing it because they need to be there for the team, and football is their job and their life. So straight away, that stops players partying and breaking rules, because you say, oh, you break the rules, oh, here's 10,000 fine. Obviously, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, no problem, there's £10,000. That's the thing. So we need to do a new element, which I know sounds harsh, but if I was the FA, I'd be like, right, we need to keep football going, but we need to make sure they know that COVID rules matter to them as well. So if you break the COVID rules according to the government, like partying, like going out to meeting people you shouldn't, then you should be banned for the season. That's what I thought. What do you not think? I generally think that'd be a good motive. There might be a counter argument that I've just not thought of, and that generally could be the case, but I'm not sure. But going back to this, like, you can't criticise teams like Crawley and Chorley for celebrating over emotion, because you just, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot more cases now, and I get it, because if I go down to obviously, by the way, before anyone gets on my back and says, "Oh, health is more important than football," yes, it is. I couldn't agree more. Health is the most important thing, right? I'm trying to find a quote for something, but here we go. Look, I understand that's a lot of deaths. I totally understand. I'm following lockdown rules as much as anybody else, right? And I understand, like, health is more important than football, right? But what people need to understand is mentally as well. Like, football is such a massive thing for fans. Like, someone like me, like, if there's no football going on in lockdown, I generally know what I don't know what I'd do, right? My whole YouTube is around football. Yes, I do Twitch now, and I do Football Manager, which is great. My whole YouTube is around football. And I would say my whole life revolves around football, but that sounds tragic. But to be fair, it's probably true. Which sounds tragic, I know. But, like, I'm one of the people that just love the game. And there's so many people out there that love the game, right? For example, these old people, right? For example, my grandpa, yeah? He can't go anywhere. Because obviously he's high risk, right? So he stays inside, he does his shopping, that's it, right? Every Saturday he looks forward to. Yes, he's only got a radio, but he whacks the radio on and listens to football, right? And you're telling me there's people out there that want to take that away from him. What's he going to do now? It's the only thing he's got going for him, bless him. But yet there's people in Parliament who clearly aren't football fans and aren't, let's be honest, working class people that understand how important football is. Seeing what Troy did, seeing what Croy did in celebration after. Every football fan was celebrating them, enjoying the moment, but then you have these ministers that are going in for them. You know, or these health experts. And I get it. But you can't take away the emotion and the pure, in that moment, when you're feeling like that, you know, it's just, you can't control yourself. You know, we've all scored a winning goal, we've all scored a goal, or we've all seen our team celebrate. You can't help your emotions. In that split second, you forget everything. You run, the amount of times, you know, you when you're in an away day, yeah, and you fall down a few flights of fucking seats, you don't think you're going to do that in the moment. You just do it because for some reason that's what you do. It's just your natural instinct. So I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I think we need to make that rule where if players break the rule, then they're banned for a season. But I think criticising players like the Chorley players and the Croy players is very harsh. And I also think this whole talk about cancelling the season is, I don't think it should happen. Really don't think it should happen. It should, in my eye, I know obviously health comes first, so maybe I'm being a bit too, what can I say, one-sided when it comes to football, but I just thought I'd get my opinions on it. I know people aren't going to be agreeing with me on it, or on all of it, and they might not agree with me at all, but please, I want to know your comments in below. Let me know your comments, whether you agree with me, disagree with me. Let's debate in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new around here, why don't you hit subscribe? We've got podcasts coming out, and also check out our Twitch and our socials. It'll all be in the links down below. But thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.